I think I'm the only YouTuber on this planet who has bought an iPhone 7 8 months back and haven't made a single video about it. Well, that's gonna change today. Hi, my name is Vinith and you're watching V Diaries, and this is my ownership experience of iPhone 7 in the format of 5 things I love and 5 things I completely hate about iPhone 7. Without any further ado, let's get started. The iPhone 7 has been my daily driver on and off because I have been reviewing new phones for my channel, but once I'm done reviewing those phones, I'm back to my iPhone 7. So to start with, the first thing that I love about this iPhone, and it has to be with its design. How can we not unsee that sleek design, that 2.5D curved glass and that retina display? Not many things have been changed from its predecessor iPhone 6s, but there are some minor and some major improvements that actually psyched me to buy this phone. First of all, it's IP67 water resistant quality. If you don't believe me, most of the iPhone warranty claims have been refused by its service centers because of water damages. And if you have noticed, many of the iPhone 7 ads that actually promotes this very quality that excited many buyers to buy iPhone 7. The curves are smoother around the edges and the color options are really vibrant this time. Now moving on to the first thing that I hate about iPhone 7, and it has to do with the design itself. First of all, the rear camera bump. When I saw it for the first time, I was like, I mean, the struggle is real and you have to live with a case that will compensate the bump, otherwise expect some serious scratches on that beautiful lens. Next thing about the design is something that has been discussed and criticized by many YouTubers, and some people absolutely hate it. Yes, you guessed it right.
The lack of a headphone jack.
Does not have a headphone jack.
But nonetheless, it's a real struggle for me. All my old headphones are useless without that little dongle, which isn't really of a great quality, and if you lose it, that dongle alone will cost you 1200 bucks.
You serious?
Now moving on to the lovey-dovey part, the second thing I love about this phone is that beautiful retina display. I know it's not even 1080p, but I don't find it no less than a 2K display. The brightness, the sharpness, the color saturation, the deep darks, everything is just on point. It surely screams retina from top to bottom, from left to right, and that's not my first encounter with retina display. Believe me, I have been using MacBook Pro as my daily machine, and it's one of the best display technologies in the market at present. Now moving on to the hatred part, the second thing that I hate about iPhone 7 is its battery. It has 1960 mAh battery, whereas the average battery power found in today's Android is 3500 to 4000 mAh. I'm completely aware of the fact that Apple's RAM management balances it out, but when it comes to using apps with higher graphics consumptions like streaming video or playing a high-end game, then that less mAh power does doze off its limitation. But when it comes to daily usage and multitasking, the iOS and its RAM management stands out as a winner, hands down, and that is the next thing that I love about iPhone. Take any Android phone with 4GB of RAM and take iPhone 7 which has only 2GB of RAM and play any game that is available on both these platforms, and you will see the difference when it comes to smoother gaming experience. I don't know what magic Apple does to its software, be it iOS or a macOS. Maybe it's R&D and many years of hard work that has gone into making Apple's OS the most stable in the market right now. Every task performs like a breeze and without any small hiccup. Now talking about the operating system, that's the next thing I hate about this phone, is that's non-compatibility with non-Apple products. The iPhone users pretty much stuck with the ecosystem limitation that comes with it. You cannot use a non-Apple smartwatch or many other non-Apple Bluetooth gadgets. It might be a proud thing for Apple and its fanboys, but buying an iPhone 7 that already costs 60,000 rupees and spending 40,000 more for an Apple Watch that equally costs a high-end Android flagship is a big deal for many people. Another thing that I hate about iOS is its limitation with respect to customizing the look and feel. What if you don't want that font? What if I'm bored with those same flat iOS icons? It does get boring after a couple of months, and the very fact that you cannot change it makes it worst. Moving on to the love part, the rear camera. Even after 8 months of its release, it is still the best cameras there in the market right now. The 12 megapixel sensor with f1.8 aperture completes the package. The 4K recording doesn't blow my mind mainly because of those lesser frames per seconds, but it does the job really well. The panorama, the slow-mo, the time-lapse, everything is there in the camera app, and the picture quality and the video quality from the rear camera is pretty acceptable and up to the mark for the price we are paying for the iPhone 7. Talking about the cameras, the next thing that I hate about iPhone 7 is its front camera. After spending hefty pricing and when every manufacturer know how serious their selfie game has become, I would expect much more out of that front-facing camera of iPhone 7. It does a decent job, okay, only a decent job, but not the worth of the price I am paying. If you can get super sharp, super crisp images from the 13 megapixel shooter placed in the front of OnePlus 3T that is being sold for the half of the price of this phone, I would bloody want that on iPhone 7 as well. Not better, but at least the same effective camera. Now the next thing and the final thing that I love about the iPhone 7, that is stereo speaker. I know it's not a big deal for many of you, but for me it is a big deal. I know it doesn't have that rich bass as any of the Bluetooth speaker would have, but believe me, it is loud enough that you don't require an external speaker. Now the last thing that I hate about the iPhone 7, its price drops. I mean, there are people lined up outside store to pre-book an iPhone 7, not to buy, for 70,000 rupees, and just after 2 months you cut down the price by 5,000 rupees, and after 4 months you drop another 14,000 rupees. I mean, what were you thinking? And because of this very part, this iPhone is going to be my last iPhone, because it's really disgusting and disrespecting to people who has bought an iPhone 7 before its launch. And Apple India should think about it, because there are people who are loyal to Apple. I hope this video helped you guys. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you did not like it, hit that dislike button. Leave me a constructive comment, because your comments and feedback really help an individual creator like me. And do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is Vinith signing off. You people have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.